Is Ripple going to go public soon? Before Ripple's IPO, banks are putting out new appraisals of the company. This one is at $11,300,000,000. We're also going to look at some new information from an event that just transpired where David Schwartz talked about some new features coming to the XRP ledger. We're also going to speak about this Jake Clavet video that talks about a $2,500 XRP. There are some new connections between Ripple and Tenity here. Here's what this could signify. There is also some information regarding Roger Ver from the early days of Ripple and how he may have assisted. In this video, we're going to talk about all of this, guys. Please like this if you find it helpful. I merely wanted to be sure the assertion was true. Is this real? The assertion is true. According to Crypto Digest, DBS, the largest bank in Southwest Asia has valued Ripple at $11,300,000,000, ahead of a possible IPO in 2026. DBS Bank, which is based in Singapore and is the largest bank in Southeast Asia, said that Ripple is worth $11,300,000,000. I mean, DBS has been a Ripple customer for a long time, so this isn't shocking to me. In my opinion, you will get further evaluations in the next 6 to 12 months, and they will be higher than this one. The price of Ripple will go up as it gets more valued. Ripple is getting ready for an IPO, which CEO Brad Garlinghouse has said will happen in 2026. Many people regard this move as an indication that Ripple's technology and business model are becoming more trusted by institutions, notably in the cross-border payment sector, where Ripple is seen as a competitor to the existing SWIFT system. People think GBS's support is important because it has a lot of power and respect in Asian finance. They also see it as a hint that traditional banks are becoming more open to blockchain solutions. I love to hear that. This is the clip I told you about. It's only 25 seconds long, but pay close attention. What kinds of use cases do you like to see built? You know that the XRP ledger was made to handle certain financial situations. Such DEX issued assets, escrows, and loans that are coming up. I believe that native transactors that provide the features that customers require will help us solve the most important financial problems. For example, loans will be possible to be made that manner. But keep in mind that Ripple is going to become a bank. If they want to, they could take on regular customers like you and me once they become a bank. This is intended to provide Ripple new uses, such the ability to lend money. It would be great if you could acquire a loan in US dollars using your XRP in some kind of Ripple escrow at their bank. You know, Ripple might end up being the final resort for lenders. Keep in mind that becoming a lender of last resort was always one of their aims. And they talked about it a lot between 2015 and 2020. Thus, I wanted to know what the biggest financial uses for XRP are and whether anything has changed. I like to ask this question a few times a month to check if there's anything else I might have missed. We discuss about bridge currency for cross-border payments a lot on this channel. I don't really put a lot of time into that. But liquidity, if Ripple does become a bank that people trust. Once you're another bank and you're working with another bank, you can't really move any higher in the pecking order. Banks will trust other banks since they have to go through a lot of processes and hoops to check the reserves and other things. It would actually make Ripple a serious partner in this new, changing world of blockchain infrastructure. Institutional settlements and treasury choices. Banks and other financial institutions utilize XRP to rapidly and easily settle big transactions. It takes only 3 to 5 seconds to settle a transaction, and the costs are very low. It talks about token and micropayments. XRP is good for micropayments because it has cheap fees and can grow. For example, if you only wanted to read one article, they might make you join up for a month, 3 months, or 6 months to some form of newspaper or online newspaper ad. What if you could read that one article you really want to read for just 20, 25, or 50 cents? You can't really do that with traditional methods, since it costs too much to make a payment like that. So, organizations that sell small amounts of things might utilize XRP to make modest payments like these. This may be a big use case for them, and if you get enough of that, it could make up for the money you might be losing in important areas. Possible part in CBDC and national reserves. This is an ongoing study of how XRP could be used as a strategic reserve asset in central bank digital currencies frameworks. This could free up trillions of dollars for national or institutional use cases. We talk about getting rid of risk in Nostro Vostro accounts. I mean, that's a huge one. And here are some of the things we've previously talked about. I don't want to say the same thing again, but let's watch the Jake Claver footage at $2,500 XRP and see what needs to happen. Let's do it. Let's chat about XRP because I bought some. What will happen if it reaches 2,500? What needs to happen for that to happen? There are a number of things that need to happen for that to happen. A lot of people will merely say, oh, just flip a switch. Stop saying that crap. In order for that supply shock to happen and push it to that value, there need to be global macroeconomic events that happen. That's what it would have to be. There is the economics of supply and demand. People look at the total market cap, but what really affects the liquidity, market dynamics, and value is what is available for sale on the market. But can't they make more No, they can't. So at first, there was a 100 billion was called XNS at first. Then they blackholed that account on June 2, 2012. That means that no one can get to it. They can't get back in. They can never make more. No one can freeze. The XRP is locked at 100 billion, and every day, 5,000 of them are burned. So, barring uranium, it's the only asset that is literally deflationary on the world. But it makes it worth more.